Trade unions play a pivotal role in the relationship between workers and their employers. By being the voice of the working people, trade unions promote and protect their fundamental rights and interests. Yet it was not always so. 100 years ago in Dublin, tens of thousands of men, women and children worked day to day with no guarantee of a job on the morrow. Unskilled and denied an adequate wage, they struggled and lived in abject poverty, packed into single rooms in overcrowded tenements, exposed to rampant disease and malnutrition. Attempts to organise labour for better conditions were brutally crushed by the Dublin employers. Jim Larkin founded the Irish Transport and General Workers Union, fighting under the banner of decent work. His key adversary was William Martin Murphy, who coordinated his fellow employers to form a united front against the spread of Larkinism. This employers' federation determined that any worker who refused to sign a pledge disowning the ITGWU was to be dismissed. The employers then locked out their workers just as they themselves went on strike. The lockout had begun. Violent scenes occurred on the streets of Dublin as workers and police clashed. Bloody Sunday on the 31st of August saw 2 deaths and hundreds injured when police charged a crowd attending one of Larkin's banned speeches. This won much sympathy for the workers' struggle amongst the British Labour movement and public sympathisers who began to fund the locked out workers. But a bleak Christmas followed. Larkin failed to rouse the British trade unions to strike in support. The Employers' Federation was unwilling to compromise. Some workers quietly returned to their employment, eventually followed by the rest. Thus ended the lockout. William Martin Murphy's Employers' Federation claimed total victory, yet the ITGWU was far from defeated. Over 200,000 working days had been lost and businesses had suffered greatly. Within a few months, workers had already drifted back to their union. Their numbers swelled. Larkin and his strike had failed, yet Larkinism had triumphed. He had emboldened the working class who would never again allow employers to exert complete control over their employees. Larkin had laid a strong foundation for a radical change in workers' rights. A century after 1913, Larkin's battle rages on. Both at home and abroad, the workers' movement continues to struggle to maintain workers' rights and conditions in new and challenging environments. Larkin's fight is far from over.